Hello lighting people, it's day 3 here at Messe Frankfurt for Light and Building 2024. In 2018, this show right before the pandemic, it drew over 225,000 people. After the pandemic in 2022, it went down to 93,000. This show, it feels like, and based on some information, it feels like it's going to be in the neighborhood of 150 to 200,000, possibly even more than 200,000. Day 3 here out of 5 was the busiest day by far, anecdotally speaking, and the people from all over the globe who have come here to walk the fairgrounds, experience the products, collaborate with the people, have all said very positive things. We got some feedback from people about what their goals were coming into it, why were they here, and what have they observed so far, what technologies and trends did they see, and here's the feedback that we observed today.
We're a global community, and lighting design is a global exercise, so only understanding the North American side of lighting design doesn't help me, it doesn't help my clients. Having conversations here with people that are doing lighting design from all over the world and seeing products that may or may not be available in the United States but still give ideas is really super important for any creative.
So I've seen a lot of products that trend towards modularity, being able to assemble something and then decide that you want to make little changes to it, maybe the way that the beam is distributed or the color temperature, and just being able to swap out that component without disassembling the entire fixture has been really popular. I've also been seeing a trend towards more curves and rounded fixtures, where I think perhaps years ago there seemed to be a trend more in the linear, rectilinear style.
I love all of the portables. We at EXP, we've been talking about all of the portables that we've seen. They're so fun. And I know that's not like something that can be specified on a lot of projects.
I see a lot of track lighting, which obviously we have a lot of in North America as well. But it's more now digitally addressable, more optics, and not just a point source. So a lot of linear fixtures, adjustable on the track. I think it's a saturated market, but I might be wrong.
We're here to support our brand Exenia, and this is their first show since the pandemic. So for them, it's their first opportunity to be showing their products. So we're going to really evaluate in terms of the number of meetings that we have, all of the interactions, and we're also here on behalf of the other brands. We have people from our product development teams here who are going to be, trying to understand the market and to gain inspiration. So when we go back, we'll evaluate.
It's very important to be global. Continuously there is new inputs and new things happening in the market. Sometimes they come from the US, sometimes they come from Europe, sometimes they come from Asia. And it's very important to have your ear in the ground and see what's coming, because it's all about new technologies and what's going to happen in the near future.
Over the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of projects going into the international market. And we had our first big project in 2020 in Dubai with 1,300 fixtures. We did a big project in Norway and some in England. And over the last couple of years, we hired some great agencies in those territories. So you can think of Scandinavia, Denmark, Netherlands, and the UK to navigate those projects. And that's why we're here.
The components whole. It's the drivers, lenses, all the components. I'm trying to build some relationships on that and see what can we get from here, because that's where I see more of the innovation, not the manufacturers of lighting products, but the components.
Another piece of feedback we heard from a Northeast lighting designer who said it to us off camera because he was in a hurry, not because he didn't want to be on camera, was that there seemed to be a lot of greenwashing happening here at the show. Greenwashing, of course, is an unfavorable term for talking about sustainability in an overboard kind of way. And I gotta tell you, I agree with this particular lighting designer. I'm not a proponent of single-use plastic, and I'm not saying sustainability is bad, but when you're going into a booth for 6 or 9 minutes and you're spending 2 or 3 minutes talking about sustainability and you didn't bring up the topic, it seems like a little uncomfortable, because I'm there to talk about the product and the performance and what makes a difference and tell me about that feature and blah, blah, blah. But then we're hearing about sustainability, and there's 3 prongs that we're hearing about. There's the sustainability of the product, of the company and its practices, and then thirdly, the booth itself, particularly the larger booths. You're going to see them talk about the plywood and the bare floor with no carpeting and the sustainable materials that they used and the scaffolding that they rented so that it's not buying and then throwing something out. So from that perspective, it does feel like a little overboard. I respect and admire sustainable practices, but I don't need a 3-minute pitch on how sustainable your booth is when I'm here to talk about your products. In any case, that's the one kind of negative thing that I would say. Otherwise, This has been a terrific week. Lighting people across the board are raving about the experience here in Frankfurt, Germany, both on-site and off-site. It's been a fun time, but a very informative and great collegial time for lighting professionals from all over the world. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.